Hi everyone, Jade here and welcome back to Tea Time TV. Today I will be watching Season 7, the final season of The 100, Episode 1. Have no idea what the episode is called, but it doesn't matter because Bellamy isn't in it. I said what I said. I love a lot of people in this show. I am very excited to see the last season still. Despite everything that's going on in our external environment and the unprofessionalism and whatnot, I'm still here for the last season. I did actually react to the trailers, was going to edit them this morning, had a pretty shitty morning, hence why I'm here today filming this. Usually it'd be at night time when I get home from a long day of work, and then I would have had a haircut and then we would have been doing this. And I would have been up till 1 AM editing. It's probably still going to happen, to be honest with you. I'll probably still release my trailer reactions and thoughts. I've really got to learn to breathe in these things. It's been a while, but you know what? I'm still here for this last season. It's been an absolute ride, whether good or bad. It's taught me a lot. I've grown a lot with this show. You know, so much has happened in my life over the course of watching this show. Things have evolved, you know. I've obviously become less involved and I needed to do that for my personal well-being. You'll see in the trailer I say this in there as well, and I'm going to reiterate it as much as I can. Whether or not you're a shipper, you're still valid. You know, a piece of artwork is put out there for interpretation, and that was ours. An interpretation is not wrong. It's especially not wrong when the artist comes out and says, hey, your interpretation of my art is wrong, because that's not right. That's what art is put out there for. So I guess we'll see Bellamy disappear probably within the first 5 seconds of this series. Whether it's because Bob was struggling with, you know, what was going on with him and Eliza at the time. I have no idea whether it was the same time frame. I am thinking so deeply of them and I want only the best for Bob, so if that was the case, then I'm so happy that he did what was best for him. I understand that it probably would have been difficult to execute that, but not having him in the final cast photo really hurt. And yeah, I guess not having him there makes me a little scared that he's away for a lot of this season and maybe, you know, doesn't make it through the season. And honestly, I think I'm mentally prepared enough for it. I'm still going to be very upset, but I don't think it's going to be astronomical to me. That being said, I can't wait to see Murphy's story wrap up, Clark's story wrap up, Raven's story wrap up. I really care about the delinquents. This is all I care about for the last season. I don't want any new characters. I know we're getting some because I've seen the trailers, and like every show seems to make this mistake. Like Teen Wolf was introducing new characters left and right. So I'm hoping that they follow through and really emotionally and physically wrapping up these characters in a way that is satisfying and makes sense for them. So without further ado, I won't rant on anymore because it's been like 5 minutes, I can see on my camera. Let's get into 701.
Non-believers must be purified.
Was I right? Is he really gonna disappear in the first 3 seconds? Well, that looked uncomfortable. Bellamy! Bellamy! Okay. The last time we're gonna do this for the first time. What simulation are we in? Oh, Maddie, you look so cute.
You said I could start school today. Why are we here? I thought maybe you'd like to see our new home.
Stop, they have like a dog and a home. So whereas Bellamy
reminded her of the farm she grew up on.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Before the bombs. Picasso comes with it. We can keep her?
It is gone.
Are we sure about
He's gone. I didn't mean it. I would just feel better if I knew where the code ended up. That's all.
Okay.
I love you,
And on your
Raven.
next supply run to the mothership.
And I'm hungry.
I love her.
Mothers and daughters.
I'm sorry. It's okay, Raven. I'm fine.
Honestly, what is this? Why is it building up?
Well, we all share the clothes, so.
It's fine, Clark. Our room's fine. A little tight, but we'll make it work.
Maybe Daniel and Kaylee Prime should live in the palace.
Daniel and Kaylee Prime saved your ass, Norm. But a thank you would do.
Our first meal and our new home. To absent friends.
And departed ones.
To Abby.
Yeah.
Oh. What?
What the hell is your problem?
I'm sorry. No, I'm not just gonna sit here while he drinks to the woman that he got killed.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I didn't know what I was gonna do.
Yeah, it was like indirectly his fault.
Okay, Clark, you have to believe me. I didn't.
I believe you.
Is she okay? Ooh. Girl, that looks not gonna look good. I feel ill. Sorry, what? Wasn't that something on that Twitter everyone thought might be fake?
But many still believe in the crimes. Too many people. Good thing Allie's not around.
There you are.
James, what is it? The reactor?
Oh,
You're
right.
explosive in that.
Jack's intimately in your job. You didn't kill Abby. Russell did.
I told her that it was gonna be good for her. I told him that Abby could make my blood out of bone.
You did that to save us all.
I helped Josephine convince Abby that she was Clark.
This place is a powder keg.
Oh, this is good.
Miss Morality wants us to be primes.
Newsflash, you are primes. That bad choice has sailed. But if these people actually believe you're Daniel and Kaylee, it may still do us some good.
I missed this Raven.
The answer's
I should have put them.
Daniel. He blames himself for Abby. This can't be good.
Go talk to him. You're always the best person to, Raven. Something's going to go wrong here. Just feel it.
Let them pass! Can't trust one group.
After all, you're one.
We are one.
They're so easy.
We are one.
From Kaylee's journal, her slogan when she stopped ablation.
You are so hot right now.
Sister. My idea? You didn't lose me. Not you, Clark.
She died in my arms. I know what that's like.
Aww. Wow. This is rude.
Well, the woman I floated was not my mom. I'm fine, Maddie. Really.
You're not fine, Clark, but alright.
I'm going to bed.
Not my finest moment.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You handled that well.
You would think that.
Intro.
After my father died, crying was forbidden.
We were at war. It made you strong.
It made me become a flamekeeper. Question.
What is happening? Is this like a reality and like the past blending?
A girl who killed her only friend and stole her name.
The honor spy, do anything for her queen. Even betray the man she now claims to love.
Tea. Thanks, Ron. I'm taking that and running with it. Claims to love. It's the best thing that's happened in 2 seasons. Bellake Edits captured. If this series is going to end like
anomaly, it's quieter. They're shutting it down.
It's going to end like the entire thing was a simulation.
Taking control.
They're going in. Really? Okay. Bye. Interesting.
But we're not letting you have Russell.
Either Russell Prime dies, or Kaylee and Daniel do.
Come on,
Oops.
you know they're not Daniel and Kaylee.
You want them to play dress up so you can control the sheep, fine. But Russell Prime is ours. You have till tomorrow's second moon to decide. I have something for you.
This bitch is stressing me out.
Simone left these here after she was resurrected. They were your mother's. I thought you'd want them back.
He's trying to break her, and it's gonna work. Well, we all knew a shoe was gonna snap. Yikes.
Set me free.
Well, fuck.
Don't leave me here.
Fuck, leave that bitch to die.
But you won't manage.
Yeah, but things never go our way, do they?
There are no kings or queens or crimes here. We have no use for a palace. We are the last of the human race. And we've all made mistakes. Tomorrow, Russell Prime dies for his.
Yeah, saw this coming. So that was The 100 Season 7 Episode 1, the last first episode we're ever going to have. Now I'll be honest, it wasn't my favourite premiere ever. However, there were some really great character moments and some really standout performances in this particular episode. And look, I'll just come out and say it. Eliza is a phenomenal actress, and I cannot wait to see what more she can do in other movies or TV shows. She deserves way more recognition. She puts all of her heart and soul into Clark. First things first, Bellamy literally disappeared in the first 3 seconds. I didn't think I was going to be that correct, but it was obviously like a dummy of him, which is why it looks so weird. I mean, they did what they could, I understand. Bob either was, you know, scripted out because of any conflict, or it was because he needed a break. And either way, you know, it is what it is. And I think they did what they had to. I didn't love it, and I hope it doesn't last forever, but I keep trying to remind myself that the trailers are only of like the first 4 episodes, so we still have a, you know, 13, 14 to go. However, that big cast picture was not promising to me because Bob was not there, but there's a very good chance that they took that at the start of this season, so fingers crossed he'll be there later. I do want to keep the faith. But moving past all of that drama, let's get into the actual episode itself, because Bellamy disappearing was literally 2 minutes of the episode. Another thing that sticks out to me just randomly, our Raven is back. Our sassy, you know, sorry, like Raven is finally getting back to herself, and it's so relieving because for like 2 seasons she was just angry all the time. And I really, really missed her just wanting to back up her friends and being her techie self, and, you know, just having all the quick wit, you know. It's really, really nice to have that side of her back. And, you know, the one who really wants to unite everyone and keep the peace. But I just loved her little comment about Ali. That was fantastic. Oh, and don't think I didn't notice that they've, you know, slipped a little bit of Murphy and Raven in there for us crack shippers. I never in a million years think it's going to happen. It would be such an amazing storyline, but we do not have the capacity to do that in this last season. However, it is really nice to see that Raven really wants to protect Murphy. I mean, she wants to protect all of her friends, but I think she has a particular connection with Murphy. And Raven can see that Murphy is struggling with the fact that he's been accused by Jackson of, you know, killing Abby. And he's really taking that on, because he didn't physically kill her, but I have to admit he was a very main catalyst for it. And so it'll be interesting to see Murphy deal with that guilt. He's always dealing with guilt, but he's also Murphy, and I think he's going to need to learn this lesson a few times before he finally gets it. But it's really good to see that interaction between Raven and Murphy, and I hope there is more of it throughout the season. You know, we only got a tiny taste of them last season, but I think there's going to be some more coming with them. From the trailers, it seemed like maybe they get tortured together or something like that, which I really don't want again. I'm over that. Poor Raven, honestly. I have to jump in now and say that Eliza's performance, when she finally just snapped, it was heart-stoppingly good. I almost felt like I shouldn't be in that room. Like, it felt, you know, that awkwardness when your friends are like fighting with their parents. I felt like that. Obviously it wasn't the same situation, but you feel like you're witnessing something almost private, and you know, that was for Clark. She lost it. All her innermost feelings that she's been keeping inside, they were out there, and she beat the heck out of Russell. Poor JR. But he was also a great supporting actor for her in that scene as well. They worked really, really well together. That was awesome. Look, I saw it coming. We all did, for Clark eventually. I didn't know it was going to be that soon. But I think it's really interesting that she's just sort of turned it off in a way. And I wonder, you know, how much is it going to take before she gets back to, you know, not being overly emotional. And I think it's very hard to switch it back on once you've turned it off. Let's take a moment, just a moment of silence for Betray the Man She Claims to Love. I don't want to be this hopeful, but like, that is a pretty big claim. I've always felt that Echo follows Bellamy around because she sees him as a leader, and that's more what their foundations of their relationship is. And Rowan's kind of saying the same thing with connecting it to like Nia and all of that. Will they break up? I don't know. They all seem like they're going to come out with new haircuts, so that'll be interesting. But, you know, we don't really know much past, I think, episode 4 is what was included in the trailer. So fingers crossed that is when Bob and Bellamy comes back, but there's no real guarantee. It could be a bit longer than that. Also, I just love Amoy. I love her. You know, she's so smart. And she was like, oh, I just like read up on this person I'm supposed to be. Like, why did no one else think to do that? Just Amori thought to do that, which is great. But I just love her, and there was an episode last season where she absolutely shined, and I hope she gets to do a bit more of that this season. I have to say, I'm really interested in the anomaly. I'm really interested in the theories surrounding it. There have been quite a few on Twitter that it'll be sort of a simulation that they're in, and they have been in since possibly maybe season 4 or maybe even season 2. Like, there's been some, maybe they've been in Mount Weather this whole time and they've been put through a simulation to see what they would do and how the situation would evolve, which I think is really clever. I want to give the writers the benefit of the doubt and say that they'd do something really clever like that. But if you want to read up on sort of a similar situation to what I'm thinking, then definitely have a squiz at what the Maze Runner books are all about. I definitely encourage everyone to read them, but if you just look up the plot, it's really clever what they do in it and how it sort of unravels over the 3 books. It would be really interesting for this to be a simulation, and those people in suits who are sort of pretending to be Ron and Octavia and Echo, I suppose, the real Echo who died. It would be really interesting because they seemed like they were all in suits of those people, and it said like captured Bellamy Blake, and I do wonder if they're people who are just like putting them through something, if it has something to do with Earth and Earth is still there. I really hope there's something super cool behind it. And not just you know, they all die in the end and it was all for nothing. Which, you know, I have to give them at least a little bit more of the benefit of the doubt of that one. But I am really interested in that storyline in particular. And while I know the chip and, you know, the primes are all connected to it in some way, I'm so over the primes and Shadeheader. Yeah, I get it, but like I'm also just tired. Like it'd be fine if we were just focusing on the anomaly itself and like finding little connections here and there, but like the entire, you know, all the groups fighting, we've been doing it again and again and again and again, and you know, even as Indra said, it's not, I guess it is the same world, and that could be a bit of a clue too. That they are being put through some kind of simulation, but I just also am really tired of that same storyline. But it could have been something maybe created by Ali that they've been in the whole time. Maybe they never left the Ark. But let's not get too much further down this hole because we'll never get back. Thank you so much for watching this first episode with me. I will be back next week for episode 2. I am very excited to do this last season with all of you, as I've done, you know, the last few seasons with you. It's more about the fam camaraderie this time around. I want to do it for you guys and with you guys. You know, it's regardless of what happens, it's just because I want to be here. I want to be a part of it. I really want to close this chapter with all of you. So with that being said, I think it's a good note to end on. If you would like to chat to me in the meantime, you can find me on Twitter at SwiftsBeWay. And if you'd like to see me on Instagram, you can message me at JadeLucyG_2. And I'm working on doing some more stuff too. So fingers crossed, I will be able to have some time to do some like Bellake reactions as well throughout the seasons, and maybe we can just sit here and hash out all the drama. Who knows? We're gonna take it as it comes. But thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you for next week's episode. Bye!